Instead, he's going to go to a penthouse of a really big building. And something that changed who the giants were. They wasn't just some big ogre living in this weird castle. Who would live in a big building? Yeah. So this is like a big mob boss kind of very urban. Urban means in the city kind of a story. That changed everything about us. Right, Nate?
Oh, yeah.
Because suddenly Nate had to use rulers. Is that right? You used a single ruler when drawing Rapunzel's Revenge?
Yeah, no rulers for Rapunzel's Revenge, but because it was all forests and shacks and stuff. But the city in Jack is all drafted out with rulers and stuff.
He's like, basically, he could qualify for architecture school at this point after doing this book. So, and also with Rapunzel's Revenge, we took a genre, a really big Hollywood genre, because this is a visual medium, graphic novels. And we took a big Hollywood Western. I watched a bunch of Westerns. Dean couldn't be bothered.
I don't think I did though.
Yeah, I don't know. And I, researched the archetypes of Westerns. What are some things you think about when you think of a Western? What kind of stuff is in a Western? It could be the adults too.
Wooden sidewalks.
What? Wooden sidewalks? Yeah. Okay.
Is that what they're called?
Like a boardwalk.
All right. Wooden sidewalks is the essence of the Western, apparently. And no one can better that, Mom.
Dirt, mud.
Mud. All right. Yeah. What else? Horses. Guns. Yeah.
Cactus.
Cactus. Gosh, I've got terrible hearing. Let's get up.
That's okay. In perspective, I'll look your same height.
Train robbers, bandits. One of the story archetypes of a Western is their wild animals. There's like the untamed wilderness. Then there's also like a little village being harassed by, bandits or animals or something, and someone has to ride in and save the day, these sorts of things. So that's what we did with Rapunzel. Now with Jack, we're like, what genre can we really tap? And we decided the best thing would be the caper. You guys know what a caper is?
It's a little fruit you put on salad.
Right.
Yeah, it's weird. It's strong. I don't like it.
Yeah.
They don't make it
So
I don't like
this
it.
whole book is about unusual garnishes. Yeah, the first one was a lot of parsley, and it just didn't sell. So instead we decided to go with a different kind of caper, which is
a kind of a what?
A caper? Yeah, show us a caper.
I'm not sure if I can do it.
Caper about. It's not everything that I naturally do, he ends up being sneaky and being pretty.
Yeah.
No, a caper is like a heist or a robbery or something like that. Anybody think of some traditional caper movies or plays or books? Usually movies is where the genre really flourishes.
Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. That's more detective mystery. There is some caper involved, but may not be quintessential caper.
Ocean's 11.
Ocean's 11, 12, 13, and 14 and a half. The Italian Job. Dad, you liked that, remember?
Yeah, I
It was
did.
very PG. You appreciated that. He's like, there wasn't even any kissing in it. He let me know that. Is there kissing?
Yeah, he kissed
Okay. So, it's probably more seen than the Italian Job.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, those capers. So what the caper traditionally is there's someone who's very smart. And he's got to rob something. And usually he's got to rob something from someone who's very bad. And he's like Robin Hood, right? He's doing something that's illegal, but for the good, right? And so what he has to do is it's impossible to rob this person. There's too much security and craziness. So he has to put together a crack team. And everybody's good at something. Explosives, driving really fast, undoing alarms, that sort of thing. That's what the modern caper is. Well, we had to think of a caper that would work in this very old setting and a team that he would have to assemble. Well, we worked on this for several months.
It didn't really turn out.
It did not turn out. It is hard to write a caper. I had no idea.
Complicated.
Yeah.
I mean, the book was supposed to be.
This is the thing about capers. If you think about your favorite caper movie, it's somebody walking with cool music. Think about it. And when we tried to do that in comic book form, I said, well, we can't do music. So just a lot of people walking. Maybe they planned cool music and they're planning and pointing at layouts and stuff.
I'm sorry, I forgot my favorite caper, the Great Muppet Caper. Excellent. If you haven't seen it. bought it and wrote it off my taxes because any reason to buy the Muppet.
Well, and you know, the thing about the caper, though, is that it's an ensemble piece. There are all these different people, and they all sort of have to carry equal weight. There's one sort of key guy, but it's not really a character piece about him.
Right, and we wanted it to be a character piece about Jack.
Yeah.
But one reason why we chose the caper is because Jack of Jack and the Beanstalk is a very unique kind of character in all world literature. He is a thief. He's a rogue. He's a trickster. What does he do? He climbs up a beanstalk and he steals things, you know? This is not your princess in distress. This is a very unique kind of character. If you know Native American folklore, it's the coyote character. It's a wonderful kind of character. It's very fun, and the caper fit perfectly, and I was so stubborn. We are doing a caper, I said. It works. Big city, Jack the trickster, caper, and it was not working. So at one point we thought we were done. We were like, this is good. We sent to our editor and to Nate. Said, I think we're near the final draft. And this needs polishing at this point. And Nate wrote us back this long email explaining why it sucked.
I don't think he used the word suck.
I think he probably does. Nate does not mince words. So that's one thing about Nate. He did not try to couch it, you know, in nice that you guys, good job, but maybe we could just do a little bit more. No, he was like, this is...
There was one thing that set me off. There was just one thing that set me off. They had invisible enemies.
Yeah.
I said, you guys, I'm not going to draw 144 pages of invisible ogres.
It was one scene.
And that tipped the scales.
Oh, that's right. There was a whole scene with invisible ogre feces.
I have that on my website. A deleted scene is one of the invisible.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, Dean wrote that. He really was fond of that scene. What's it? Invisible poo. He's like,
There was a character that got cut from that.
But you know,
That was my scene that got cut from Rapunzel too, with the gophers that all fall.
Yeah. Very, very clever stuff. It didn't really work for the graphic novel medium. So one thing that Nate said that really stuck out to me though was he said, it sounds like you guys are writing a low budget movie and we've got big budget bucks. Because he's like, I can draw anything. There's no CGI to pay for. Give me big budget movie. And when you're writing a graphic novel, you have to write to, your primary audience is your illustrator. Because you want him to love it, because then he has fun with it, then he makes something awesome. So I think the original caper, we read a lot of graphic novels. There are a lot of just people walking and talking kind of stuff. But that is not Nate's love and passion. We give him something big budget. And
Or
so,
isn't that fun to read, really, unless, you know, we've got witty dialogue.
Well, and for kids. And he was right. So we pretty much threw away everything after months of working and started over. And we cut many characters. We changed the basic plot. I think it's still essentially a caper, but it's much different. It doesn't follow the traditional structure of a caper. We changed quite a bit. But now, I have to say, it's a kick-butt action comic, and you can't get better than that. So that's basically how this came. We want to hear from Nate and see his art side, and then we'll do some questions.